Hey guys, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. I'm here for the weekly update on the Defiance funds. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, today is, well, I'm actually making the video on the Saturday, June 8th. Gonna launch it on the Sunday morning. So anyway, Defiance came out with yet another fund. This time, it's not really an income ETF. It's a double leverage ETF. It's called URAX. URAX is the ticker symbol, and it's 2x long uranium ETF. The daily target 2x long uranium ETF seeks daily leverage investment results 2 times 200% the daily percentage change in share price of the global X uranium ETF, ticker symbol URA. So I guess it's essentially a 2x fund of URA. I mean, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people talk about investing in uranium. I know nothing about it, but I may add this to my swing trading tickers, and we'll see. Right now, obviously, it's very early. It launched. What the hell is the launch date? Oh, there it is. Okay, it launched May 23rd. There's only 50,000 shares outstanding so far. Expense ratio is 0.95%. And again, not much else. Okay. Wait, distribution. They have a distribution schedule. I know some of the double leverage ETFs do pay a distribution, so maybe this is another one. So something a little more interesting. Okay. All right, anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that before we begin, and let's get to the spreadsheet. All right, so we talked about the payment declaration, all that jazz on the last video, but as you know, I do track now the yield that all of these funds give as of declaration, so you can see what they average. So far, QQQY is averaging 59% yield. JEPY 44% yield, IWMY 75% yield, TRES 12.6% yield, SPYT 20% yield, just as the prospectus says. USOY 43% yield, brand new fund. And okay, so we talked about the last distribution already. I'm not going to go through that again. But let's get to the actual data to see how these funds are performing since the last payment. So QQQY, they paid 80 cents. We know that. That same day, they made 5 cents, it looks like. And then the weekend happened after that. And they made 6 cents, 8 cents, and then 4 cents. So not one losing day yet. They're up to 23 cents per share up to June 7th. So we're total return, they are up 10.87%. So not too bad at all. So QQQY had a good month last month, and they're starting this month off just right. So good job. All right, let's look at JEPY. Their last distribution was 55 cents. On that day, they made 2 cents. And then they made 4 cents, 5 cents, 3 cents, and then they lost a penny on this past Friday, looks like. But they're up to 13 cents. Now, that's not, again, that's pretty damn good for the start of the month. Their total return from inception, again, this is without dividend reinvestment. This is with taking the dividends as cash. Total return, 9.97%. IWMY, their last distribution, yeah, there it is, 91 cents. Unfortunately, that same day, they lost 3 cents. And then the day after, trading day after, they lost 15 cents. That sucked. And then they made 6 cents, lost it the next day, and then they lost 9 cents. So the Russell obviously not having the same success as the S&P and the NASDAQ, which is why IWMY is at a loss for the month of 27 cents per share. However, total return wise, they're still looking pretty good. They're up 10.2%. All right, guys, TRES, all right? Everyone's favorite fund, TRES. They paid 16 cents. That same day, they made a penny. And then guess what? The next day, the next trading day, they made 12 cents. TRES made 12 cents. Then they lost 4 cents, lost 1 cent, and then somehow they made 28 cents in one day. They are up to 36 cents per share. Wow. You don't see this in TRES. So finally, TRES is actually performing. It might be the best performing Defiance fund this week. Now, total return still ugly. They're down 10.44%. But of course, it was much worse before that. So maybe more of the same, and they'll turn this baby around. I don't know. We always make fun of TRES, but TRES is they're showing up. All right, what about SPYT? This is a lot of people's favorites because the main reason they say this, the NAV will be protected. In fact, you may have capital appreciation, but we'll see. Their latest distribution was 33 cents. That same day, they made a penny. And then again, they made a penny. And then they made 16 cents, 5 cents, and 1 penny again. So they are up to 24 cents per share already for the month of June, which is really good, considering they pay around 33 cents. So SPYT all the way, baby. Total return is only 3.86%. Okay, USOY. All right, they paid 72 cents. That was their first ever distribution. Unfortunately, that first day, good Lord, they lost 66 cents. That's massive. Wow, that's awful. And then the next trading day, they lost 16 cents, and then they made 13, then 13, and then they made 4. But they're still down 52 cents per share for the month. Total return, it's down 2.63%. This one, I did not jump in, and I'm kind of happy because I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant, to be honest. All right. So, the summary. I got some new information for you guys. I've been playing around with some numbers. So, as you know, I track here from inception what each fund made in premium income per share, basically the movement of the NAV, essentially the trade price. And then how much they paid out month over month over month, okay? So the green is the income. If it's positive, right, then that's actual income. If it's negative, then it's a loss. For the payments, if it's negative, obviously they're all negative. Those are payments going out the door. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom, you see capital gains and loss. If it's in parentheses, it's a loss. So every fund is at a capital loss. But we knew that, right? We knew that because they pay up such high distributions. The only way it would be in a positive is if they made more income than what they paid out so far. But that's a little unrealistic considering, the goal yields. So QQQY, for example, overall, they paid out $5.79 more than what they made. Same thing with JEPY, same thing with IWMY, same thing with TRES, okay? So, but looking at that, let's consider now the distributions. So these are the distributions. So you can see QQQY paid out more than what they lost, which means they actually did make money. And we'll get into that in a second. Same thing with JEPY. JEPY paid out $6 from inception. And the NAV only shows a negative 417. IWMY, same. TRES, unfortunately, paid out 76 cents, but they're down 321. So that's a double whammy. SPYT paid out 99 cents, and they only had a capital loss of 46 cents, so that's good. And USOY is essentially at zero. So if you take the distributions, right, you basically subtract these two together, right? If you take what I do, capital loss minus distribution, and then I get $1.96 for QQQY. So for as of the last distribution, I'm showing QQQY has made $1.96 per share in premium. JEPY made $1.83 per share in premium. IWMY has made $2.33 per share in premium. TRES has lost $2.45. SPYT has made 53 cents, and USOY has made nothing. Now, their latest yield is 66. Well, obviously, these are the latest yields for all the funds. So let's just look at QQQY for now, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see a little better. So QQQY, they paid out 66% yield. Now, I have a calculation here, amount to reinvest, which basically takes, so far, how much more they're paying out, right? So if you take what C29 I have in premium income and you divide that by C27 distribution, that's how much essentially, how much more, what percent are they paying out more than what they can afford? And I'm showing basically it's 75%, right? So if you reinvest 75%, you should always be made whole, like meaning you'll always have that consistent yield on cost. But again, these numbers will change each and every month. That seems super high. It does, I know. But it is what it is. Now, that being said, I have what's called leftover yield. How the hell did I even calculate this? This is 25. All right, so we're keeping 25%. So this is 25% of the latest yield. So 25% of 66% is a 17% yield. So I'm showing like if you reinvest 75% back to QQQY, you'll be basically getting paid out 17%. And this, this is again based on the historical data from inception so far. Things can get better, things can get worse, but this is what I'm showing. Assuming I did it right, who the hell knows? JEPY, let's look at that. Their latest yield was 42%. I'm showing you'd have to reinvest 70% to keep this essentially, the NAV whole, the yield on cost whole. But that would leave you with a leftover yield of 13%. IWMY, I'm showing you'd have to reinvest 77%. I'm sorry. I'm showing the latest yield is 77%, but you'd have to reinvest 71%, which essentially would leave you with a leftover yield of 22%. These are numbers that, of course, they're low. And of course, you don't have to reinvest that much. I'm just showing you that's the number it would have to be to never be in trouble with these funds, mathematically from inception. Again, based on what I had calculated. But who the hell knows if I'm right? TRES, forget it, man. Yeah, you need to invest four times, more than 4 times the original investment every time, because they're just not making money. So that's a bad example. SPYT, their latest yield is 20%. I'm showing you don't even have to reinvest half. You have to reinvest 46%. But honestly, in the end, you probably don't have to reinvest anything to that fund. I think that fund will be fine. But I'm showing leftover yield is 11%. USOY was break even. We saw it was 0. So essentially, obviously, the calculation is going to show you're going to have to reinvest all of it, to keep up. So, but again, this is just an additional calculation I added. This may piss some people off. This may make some people happy because at least they know. But I thought I would add it here because I always hear people asking it came up in my Sylvia interview. What percent should you reinvest, right? And you hear numbers, you typically hear around 75%. Sometimes you hear even higher, like 80%. So at least like the main 3, none of them are 80% so far. So, 75 is pretty high, but this is kind of what we expected, to be honest, based on how these funds work. What am I doing? I'm not reinvesting that much. I don't really have that much to reinvest, but I am reinvesting on ex-dividend date every month. So that does lower my cost basis, and my yield on cost is still very respectable. But these are the numbers that you'd have to do to always be in the solid position, right? To keep that NAV, represented, to keep it, pretty good. But I don't know, man. I can't even talk. I'm in the garage. It's like 90 in here. But and this is, by the way, my 4th video for the day. So that being said, maybe just hit the damn like button now for me sweating and running out of voice, or the thumbs up, whatever you call it. All right, so that's all I got for that part. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I didn't explain it right? Maybe if not, I'll just do it better in the next video. Probably should have waited to the morning to do this, but I wanted to have a whole day of no videos. So I wanted to get my last video out for the weekend done today, so tomorrow I could just sleep. All right. So anyway, yeah, those are the numbers I'm showing, and these are going to be an ongoing formula. So every week I'll show you what the new numbers are. Obviously, they're only going to change after each payment. So after each distribution, I'll give you an update on this. Probably won't talk about it until the next distribution, but if you guys want me to explain it better in the next video, I can, okay? Because I just have a feeling none of that made sense. As far as the Monday recap numbers, again, I don't add the strike prices anymore, but I'm just showing you that a lot of the funds are still growing. QQQY, JEPY, IWMY, and SPYT all had a share increase, okay? TRES and USOY did not, for some reason. I thought USOY would. But QQQY is still the largest fund. IWMY right behind it. JEPY right behind them. And SPYT, okay, they're at 21 million. Again, remember, 41 million is the sweet spot where Defiance may decide to open and offer QQQT, which will be a NASDAQ version of the SPYT. So that'll be pretty cool. But anyway, that's the update. Sorry it sucked, but sometimes not every video is perfect, right? But if you have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. And as always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, I'll do it next week. I'll do a better job next week. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want me to add to these videos or if this is just enough. That's all you need. I hope it is. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got for today. And I got to go. Thank you for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. Later.